Hi, Lynn Ketelsen here on LinderFarmNetwork.com. If you want a confusing story, follow the Waters of the U.S. Controversy that's going on. Here's a little bit of the background. The EPA came up first with what they said would be control of the Chesapeake Bay area, the waters of the Chesapeake Bay. They assured everyone that's the only area that they really wanted to cover. Well, that didn't last long, and the rules they got for Chesapeake Bay, they then pushed into a nationwide rule called Waters of the U.S. In reality, it would give the EPA control over any water that runs into any stream in the United States, ultimately into what's called navigable waters. And that could be a mud puddle, that could be a swamp, because everything eventually drains somewhere, and it ends up draining into one of the major rivers. So EPA said at the time, no, we're not going to control all bodies of water, just the major ones. Of course, that started evolving and changing too. So what's happened? EPA went ahead to publish their rules for the waters of the U.S., and they asked for public comment. But they let people know if they simply would email in, "I support clean water," or text that in, that would have the same weight as a scientific study that was written by a group opposed to their rule. So there were thousands of people saying, "I support clean water," and they said, look, the overwhelming response from people is they want this Waters of the U.S. proposal. There's been lawsuits to stop it. A judge in North Dakota now has said it's not going to happen immediately, and in 13 states, not counting Minnesota, by the way, it's on hold. In the other states, they can go ahead with it. Farm Bureau has filed another lawsuit saying, well, if they can't implement it in 13 states, it shouldn't be implemented anywhere in the United States. So the whole thing is going to be ending up settled in the courtroom. It's pretty tough to beat the government when it comes to a courtroom, but the ag groups, including Farm Bureau, cattlemen, and others, are working together to try to get a victory there. So we'll keep you up to date here on LinderFarmNetwork.com.